Hello, my darlings. How are we all today? I hope we all had a fabulous weekend. Mine wasn't too bad. I have I have a YouTube channel. Also, this is Mr. Moan is on YouTube. So if you ever want to check out some of the other videos that I've done, please check out Mr. Moan on YouTube. Okay. Anyway, today's rant and rage, and call it whatever you like, moan. I didn't really want to do this video, to be honest with you, because a lot of the things that I'm going to speak about have actually already been covered by other people. But there's many parts that haven't actually been covered, right? And so when I think about those are the things that kind of infuriate me. And I'm sure that they bloody infuriate you too, when I spell it out. But anyway, first we're dealing with this damn ULEZ thing, right? And this complete nutter down in London, this SADIQ Khan, that's introduced this £12.50 charge for you to drive in certain areas of London. And now he's been given the go-ahead by the government, to widen the whole thing and make it, spread it all out all over London. So every poor bugger's going to get caught by that. Personally, myself, I think the whole thing is disgusting, and no one should have to pay. And they're trying to say it's all about clean air, better environment, and etc., etc. That, my loves, is the biggest load of bullshit you ever heard in your bloody life. That is just they're cloaking it in that, right, in order to try and sell it to people. And of course, there are an awful lot of idiots out there that are actually buying it. Oh yeah, you can't say anything about clean air, can you? Otherwise, you're not following the norm and that, because everybody wants clean air. It's a load of bullshit. It's nothing to do with clean air. They just want to tax you and tax you and tax you even more. And of course, this guy, this SADIQ bloody Khan, funny name that, isn't it, for an Englishman? And anyway, so he and his people, minions, have come up with this idea, obviously backed by the government, to charge everybody £12.50 to go into London, right? That's just the first thing. And then, of course, this whole thing spread out all over the country. And I was doing a little bit of research into this morning, and you'll have to bear with me. But I was absolutely amazed when I found out some of the other places, right? So far, it's this crap is being rolled out in Birmingham, Bristol, Oxford, Glasgow, Bath, Bradford, Portsmouth, and many other places across the country, right? And it is purely just another form of tax to tax you, right? Because they know that the car owner, right, and the van owner, right, is an easy target. They can have you and they can screw you as much as you like. Now, being screwed. Now, that's the thing I want to come to, because this is the part that a lot of people haven't actually addressed with all of this, right? Now, I'm going to have to put these bloody specs on because my eyesight's not as brilliant as it used to be. Do you know, and you probably don't realise this, right, but do you know you are paying 52.95 pence per litre, right, tax on every litre that you buy, whether it be petrol or diesel, right, at the pump. And then on top of that, the cheeky little beggars, right, they add another 20% VAT on top of the 52 pence, or 50, let's call it 53 pence tax that you're already paying. Okay, so now you're paying 63 or nearly 64 pence per litre for your litre, for a litre for your petrol and your diesel. Okay, that's not counting the tax that you're actually paying to drive on the bloody roads, you know, and that's not counting the tax that you got taxed on for your insurance for your car as well, when you insured your car. Okay, so, you know, they're hitting on the motorist time and time and time again. It's totally, you know, in my view, it is total bloody bullshit. And all they want to do is tax, 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 so they can go ahead then and waste your bloody money, right? Or send it off to places like India as aid, you know. India doesn't need any bloody aid from the UK, does it? You know, let's get real. Why should we be sending money over to places like India and ruddy Pakistan, okay, for aid, you know? And then, of course, the rest of the money is going to house all these people that are coming over in these rubber dinghies. But anyway, that's, you know, we've already touched on that. That's a different, you know, different subject altogether, right? But I want to take you back also a few years. Now, some of you won't remember. You'll be far too young. But I remember when the government pushed and pushed and pushed for everyone to buy a diesel car. And, you know, they were saying at the time that diesel, right, was far better for the environment than petrol. Well, anyone with a, you know, you don't need a bloody degree in science to say that that doesn't actually add up. But anyway, with all their propagandists and everything else, they convinced most people to go out there and buy a diesel car. So people were abandoning their petrol cars, buying diesel cars based on what the government's propaganda was saying. Okay. Plus also what they said at the time, and I'm bloody old enough to remember all this shit. A lot of you people aren't, but I want you to, you know, get it into your heads and think, well, the government said that and everyone believed it, so I want you to understand, right? Because you can't believe the bloody government. You can't believe a word they say. You can't believe anything. But anyway, getting back. So when they convinced everybody to go and buy a diesel car, they said also at the time that they were going to keep the price of diesel much lower than the price of petrol. And they did for quite a few years, right? You know, to help convince people to go and buy diesel cars. But now diesel's more ruddy expensive than the petrol, you know. But so, you know, it was just another con that they had on the population. And this thing with EV vehicles, EV electric vehicles, and this thing about all this so-called air pollution, etc., that, my lovies, is just another bloody con on the population of this country. So I want you to bear in mind all the things that I've said, and don't believe a bloody word that you get from the government or any of the mainstream media, because they're just pumping out the ruddy government's message and the propaganda. And, well, going back to that SADIQ Khan, right, honestly, I truly cannot believe how anybody has allowed that nutter, because that's what he is in my view, a bloody nutter, to ruin London. You know, they've actually ruined bloody London. It just beggars belief. So, you know, there's got to be a fight back about all of this. And the more that we talk about it and the more that we discuss it and the more people that post videos such as this on social media, then, you know, maybe, you know, we can get a movement, or there is a movement out there. You know, maybe we can get a voice to fight back against all the lies and the bullshit that we're actually being fed. Anyway, that's my bloody moan for today. Okay, remember, every time when you put that nozzle in your car, you are paying 63 to 64 pence in tax alone. Don't forget that, right? So when you see the price up there at £1.49 per litre, in my day we used to sell it by the gallon. Ha. Big joke, that one, because then they, that was another little psychological game they played with people. Let's sell it by the litre and they won't notice how much you're paying per gallon, right? So, yeah, you're paying nearly 64 pence in tax every litre that you put in your car, okay? On top of all your road tax, on top of your insurance and all the other taxes that they do. We're taxed beyond bloody belief in this country. VAT, you're taxed when you get paid. You're taxed when you go out and spend anything, no matter whatever you buy. 20% bloody VAT, unless I think there's no VAT on food. Not yet, but maybe they'll work out a way to do that. Maybe that's why they're trying to get everybody to eat all this synthetic bloody meat. Because then they can claim, well, it's not really food, so we can put VAT on that as well now. Anyway, as I say, that's my rant for today. Hope you enjoy your week. Keep smiling no matter what. Have a great time. Take care now. Bye.